Being in a relationship with an avoidant partner can feel confusing, even when everything seems healthy on the surface. You might find yourself questioning your own feelings, wondering why a loving, supportive, and stable relationship somehow feels off or emotionally uncomfortable. This isn't just your imagination, it's rooted in psychology, specifically in attachment dynamics. Avoidant attachment is a pattern where one partner tends to maintain emotional distance, values independence highly, and struggles with expressing vulnerability. While these traits are not inherently bad, they can create subtle tension for the other partner, especially if that person has different attachment needs. Many people in relationships with avoidance notice a pattern: moments of closeness feel wonderful, but they are often followed by emotional distance or withdrawal. This push-pull dynamic can leave the other partner feeling unsettled, questioning whether the love they are receiving is real or sufficient. Over time, even a stable and healthy relationship can feel emotionally disorienting, leading to stress, self-doubt, and confusion about what love should feel like. In this article/Jim's video, we will explore why healthy love can feel wrong when you're with an avoidant partner. Drawing from attachment theory and psychology, we'll break down the key reasons behind this emotional discomfort, helping you understand both your partner's behavior and your own reactions. By the end, you'll have a clearer perspective on why these feelings arise, and strategies to navigate the relationship with awareness, compassion, and emotional balance. Before diving into the specific reasons, it's important to understand the underlying pattern. Why does healthy love sometimes feel wrong when you're with an avoidant partner? On the surface, the relationship may appear ideal. There is care, respect, stability, and even moments of deep connection. Yet, paradoxically, many partners report feeling a subtle discomfort, a quiet sense that something isn't quite right. This isn't because the love itself is flawed. In fact, the relationship can be emotionally supportive and genuinely healthy. The key lies in how the human mind responds to patterns of closeness and distance. Avoidant partners have a natural tendency to maintain emotional space. They value independence highly and often struggle with deep vulnerability. For their partner, this can create a confusing dynamic. Love and care are present, yet there is an underlying unpredictability in emotional responsiveness. Your mind senses the mismatch between the stability of the relationship and the subtle emotional distance, triggering unease. It's a kind of cognitive tension. Your logical brain recognizes a healthy, loving bond, but your emotions register a lack of complete fulfillment. This dissonance is why healthy love can feel wrong. It's not about the quality of the relationship itself, but about the way your emotions are wired to respond to avoidant patterns. Understanding this fundamental logic is crucial before we break down the specific reasons. In the following sections, we will explore 6 key factors that explain why these feelings arise and how you can make sense of them. The first thing you need to understand in a relationship with an avoidant partner is how inconsistent affection can make even a healthy, loving relationship feel wrong. Moments of warmth and closeness, followed by sudden emotional withdrawal, create a very specific experience. You may wonder why a loving, supportive relationship sometimes feels off or uncomfortable. This isn't simply about your partner's behavior, it's about how your mind and emotions respond to this inconsistency. When affection is given and then withdrawn, your brain experiences cognitive tension. Your logical mind recognizes that the relationship is healthy, yet your emotions sense that something is missing, incomplete, or unpredictable. This push-pull dynamic is what makes healthy love feel wrong. Even when the relationship is fundamentally stable and supportive, the emotional inconsistency creates unease, doubt, and insecurity. You may start questioning whether the love you receive is real or sufficient, which can generate stress and internal tension. Your mind wants stability and predictable closeness, but the repeated withdrawal, even if temporary, triggers emotional discomfort. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. The discomfort doesn't mean the relationship is flawed, nor does it reflect a personal failing on your part. It's a natural response to inconsistent emotional signals from an avoidant partner. Recognizing this helps you validate your feelings, manage your emotional responses, and approach the relationship with clarity and patience. By understanding why these fluctuations make you feel unsettled, you can maintain emotional balance while staying compassionate toward both yourself and your partner. After understanding inconsistent affection, the next important factor to consider is emotional unavailability. In a relationship with an avoidant partner, even when love and care are present, they may struggle to consistently express emotions or connect on a deeper level. This emotional distance can leave you feeling unsupported, unseen, or disconnected, creating a subtle but persistent sense that something is missing. Emotional unavailability affects how you perceive love. Your logical mind knows your partner cares, yet your emotions crave warmth, reassurance, and vulnerability. When these needs aren't fully met, it can trigger confusion, frustration, and the unsettling feeling that healthy love is somehow wrong. Even small instances, like avoiding conversations about feelings or keeping personal matters private, reinforce this emotional gap, making closeness feel limited or conditional. The challenge is that emotional unavailability isn't necessarily intentional. Avoidant partners often struggle with vulnerability due to past experiences or their attachment style, meaning they withdraw to protect themselves rather than to harm you. However, the impact on you can still be significant. Your emotional brain interprets their distance as a lack of care, producing doubt, insecurity, and internal tension. Recognizing emotional unavailability as a factor in why healthy love feels wrong is crucial. By understanding that your discomfort arises from the mismatch between your emotional needs and your partner's ability to express emotions, you can approach the relationship with more awareness, patience, and self-compassion. This awareness helps validate your feelings while maintaining a balanced perspective toward your partner and the relationship. Following emotional unavailability, the next key factor to understand is fear of intimacy. Many avoidant partners struggle with getting too close emotionally. This isn't because they don't care, but because deep emotional connection feels threatening or overwhelming to them. For their partner, this can create a confusing and unsettling experience. Even when love is present, the underlying fear of intimacy makes closeness feel limited, conditional, or temporarily unavailable. This fear of intimacy can make a healthy relationship feel wrong because your mind and heart are seeking emotional depth and security, yet the relationship naturally resists full closeness at times. You may notice your partner withdrawing when things get too personal or avoiding vulnerability, which can trigger your own feelings of doubt and unease. Even small instances of emotional hesitancy create subtle tension, making you question whether the love you're receiving is sufficient or genuine. Fear of intimacy is often rooted in past experiences, attachment patterns, or learned behaviors. It's important to recognize that this is not a reflection of your worth or the validity of the relationship, but rather a natural response of your partner's attachment style. Understanding how fear of intimacy operates helps explain why healthy love can feel uncomfortable. By recognizing this dynamic, you can manage your expectations, validate your feelings, and approach the relationship with empathy. Awareness of this factor allows you to maintain emotional balance while navigating the push-pull tension that arises from your partner's fear of closeness. After understanding fear of intimacy, the next key factor is internalized self-doubt. Being in a relationship with an avoidant partner can often make you question yourself, your worth, and even your perception of love. When your partner withdraws emotionally, avoids deep connection, or keeps a safe distance, your mind starts wondering, am I doing something wrong, or is this relationship really enough? These thoughts can create a constant background of self-doubt. Internalized self-doubt is a major reason why healthy love feels wrong. Even when your partner is supportive and loving, you may feel a lingering insecurity, questioning the genuineness or sufficiency of the love you receive. The mismatch between your emotional needs and your partner's ability to meet them triggers tension. Logically, you know the relationship is healthy, but emotionally it feels incomplete or unsatisfying. This self-doubt can also affect your behavior. You may overanalyze interactions, try harder to gain approval, or suppress your own needs to avoid conflict. Over time, it chips away at your confidence and creates a sense of imbalance in the relationship. It's important to remember that internalized self-doubt is not your fault, nor does it mean the relationship is failing. It arises naturally from the dynamics of being with an avoidant partner. Recognizing it allows you to validate your feelings, maintain your emotional stability, and approach the relationship with awareness and self-compassion. Understanding this factor clarifies why even healthy love can feel uncomfortable or wrong. Following internalized self-doubt, the final factor to understand is misalignment of attachment needs. Every person has their own emotional and attachment needs in a relationship. When you're with an avoidant partner, Your needs for closeness, reassurance, and emotional availability may not fully align with their need for independence and space. This mismatch can create subtle tension that makes the relationship feel emotionally uncomfortable, even when it is healthy and supportive. Misalignment of attachment needs is a key reason healthy love feels wrong. You may feel frustrated, lonely, or misunderstood because the way your partner expresses love doesn't completely satisfy your emotional requirements. Meanwhile, your partner may feel overwhelmed or pressured by your desire for closeness. This natural difference in attachment styles creates an ongoing push-pull dynamic, leaving both partners slightly unsettled. Even though the love between you is real and caring, the mismatch triggers cognitive dissonance. Your logical mind recognizes a stable, healthy relationship, but your emotions register incomplete fulfillment. You may question whether the relationship is enough, even when it objectively is. Understanding this dynamic allows you to approach the relationship with clarity and compassion. By acknowledging that discomfort arises from differing attachment needs rather than a lack of love or commitment, you can better manage expectations, communicate more effectively, and maintain emotional balance. Recognizing this factor completes the picture of why healthy love can feel wrong when you're with an avoidant partner. Being in a relationship with an avoidant partner can be challenging, but understanding the emotional patterns behind your feelings makes a significant difference. The push-pull dynamics, emotional distance, fear of intimacy, self-doubt, and differing attachment needs don't mean the relationship is failing. They are natural responses shaped by attachment styles. Recognizing these factors allows you to separate your partner's tendencies from your own self-worth, helping you respond with awareness rather than frustration. Navigating such a relationship successfully requires a balance of empathy, communication, and self-care. Acknowledge your emotions without blaming yourself or your partner. Practice open, respectful conversations about needs and boundaries, while accepting that your partner may have limitations in emotional availability. Cultivating patience and understanding can reduce the internal tension caused by inconsistencies, helping you feel more secure and grounded. It's also essential to maintain your own emotional well-being. Prioritize activities and relationships that nurture your sense of self, confidence, and fulfillment outside the partnership. By doing so, you create a stable foundation from which you can engage with your partner more effectively. Ultimately, healthy love with an avoidant partner is possible, but it requires awareness of patterns, realistic expectations, and compassionate communication. By understanding why certain dynamics feel uncomfortable, you empower yourself to navigate the relationship with clarity, balance, and emotional resilience, ensuring that both your needs and your partner's tendencies are respected.